Hi, this is David with SanTan Solar, your one-stop shop for all your solar needs. Today we are doing the video that is about our off-grid solar power setups. Now, we've already discussed about battery sizes, how many panels, what your power needs are going to be, and then we move on to charge controllers. And then from there, we need to have inverters. Basically, all your off-grid solar systems, you're going to be needing some way to take that DC power accumulated from the PVs to AC power so that you can run your appliances like your TV, refrigerator, microwave, coffee pots, charge controllers, computers, what have you. And once we decide on the charge controller that we need, this is what's going to be then attached to your battery bank, which will then attach, the battery will attach to the inverter. But this is important to get your battery charged so that your inverter will work more efficiently. So this is the typical standalone inverter. Its only job is to go ahead and take your battery, convert it from DC power to AC power. That's its only job to do. Make sure it's matched to the proper voltage. This particular one is made for a 12-volt battery bank, and we'll be talking about that, how to size this to the right size battery bank. Now, not all inverters will be standalone. A lot of systems come with what they call hybrid inverters. These particular inverters are of different voltages, just like the standalones. This one will be a 48 volt, this one's a 24 volt. The difference is between this and a standalone is that it also has a charge controller and inverter built in. These both are called hybrid inverters because they do both jobs of your charge controller and your standalone all in one package. Again, you still have to match these to the proper battery size. Now, we've already discussed earlier that there are several kinds of inverter types. This being a charge controller, these are modular. Charge controllers work in conjunction with standalone inverters. These are hybrid inverters. These both have both components built into one. They operate in the same methods, just fewer wires and fewer connections that are necessary. They still have to follow the same criteria of having to match these up to the proper sized battery bank. So for instance, this one is a 48 volt inverter. That means it has to be connected to a 48 volt battery bank. This is a 24 volt hybrid inverter. This one does have to be connected to a 24 volt system. This is a standalone. The standalone itself is a 12 volt. So you have to have a 12 volt battery bank attached to this one in order for it to do its job of converting DC to AC power. Now, as far as battery charging is concerned, people say, well, how does it charge your batteries? Well, standalone inverters do just one job. It takes the DC voltage from your battery bank and converts it to AC power for your appliances. That's all it will do. It pulls the DC current and voltage from your battery bank. The charge control is going to be regulating what goes to that battery bank. This will only give you the AC power. These will do the same thing. However, they do manage the battery as well as PV inputs and do all the work that modular systems do. As I talked about earlier, there are some hybrid inverters, such as these or other larger systems, will allow you to monitor what your AC output is and what your battery bank, your rate of discharge, how much your PV is doing, and all that. That's what these will be doing for, because they do have a little monitor that does both jobs. In something like this that's modular, usually you can get most of your information based out of your charge controller, either through a remote display or as an app on your phone. It can monitor what goes to your battery and how much load it's pulling. So all these devices, with the exception of the charge controller, but your inverters themselves always have some sort of protection, overvolting, overloads, and what have you. If it overvolts, it'll have a warning and shut down. Same thing goes with the hybrids. Remember, these both have inverters built into them, just like this. These will do outputs of the AC power just as well as this. They do have surge protection, and they also have safety built in, so if there's an over voltage or overpower, overheating, what have you, they do have the safety measures of shutting down and protecting your system as well as the user. This is a good safety concern, and these units are really well made to prevent such errors. And once we decided as to what size, how much power you need, we've already done our audit, we know what we want, we know how much power we're going to require. You want to make sure you match your inverter to that size. This particular one is a 3,000 watt standalone inverter. This one is a 2,400 watt. This one is a 3,000 watt. These will also accommodate for your appliances. That means that you make sure you have a large enough inverter, as well as hybrid inverters. Make sure it's large enough to accommodate your appliances and your loads. Just make sure the battery bank matches up, your battery capacity is capable of handling that, and for the draw that's going to be pulled from the inverter. Seamless integration is important for all these, and most of these units, in fact all these units, will work with integrating to your other services. We always want to make sure that we are going to be able to supply our AC power. That's the loads we're going to be using to run our appliances, to run our lights, and to run various equipment that we may have. The sustainability of these units are that they will be working to do that for you. It takes that DC power that your panels will deliver and or generator. If you do have a generator that you hook up to these things, you have to look at that as well. You want to keep in mind that the inverters that you get are going to be mated up to the right size power that you require. Just make sure that it is in the right size. Sometimes a 3,000 watt might be adequate, 2,400 watt might be adequate. Some people might need 6,000 watts in order to run their equipment. So make sure that you are using the inverter that is compatible with your charge controller if you're using a modular unit, or if you're going to be sizing your hybrids, making sure that they're sized to the power requirements that you have. So in conclusion, we go ahead, just come to our store, or you can go online to santansolar.com, and you can look over the variety of inverters that we do have that are suited for your needs. We also have some hybrid inverters that do the same job, but also have the charge controllers built in. If you're looking for any of these equipment that we've gone over in our past videos, just feel free to give us a call, and any of our sales associates will be glad to help you in getting the right size system for you, for your use and your power needs. Again, thanks for tuning in to us, and we hope to see you again. Remember, we're at SanTan Solar, your one-stop shop for all your solar needs. Thank you.